Hello, Soul Fam. I am Kat Nicoletta Monroe, for those of y'all who may not know. And today's pick a card, we're going to do a little fortune telling. Let's peek into the next 30 days from the point of you tuning in. We will be using tarot in this video, so you may already be pulled to one or two of the decks before you, and or the specific card that'll kickstart your reading. This pick a card is intended to be timeless, so whenever it is that you are pulled to this reading, there is information waiting to be uncovered by you. So follow your curiosity and remember to only take what applies to you and leave the rest for another soul fam. Without further ado, trust your intuition as you set your intention to obtain the clarity that you need for the next 30 days. Pile 1, 2, 3, and 4. Perhaps you're unable to take your eyes off a pile, or maybe you're hearing a number repeated in your mind, or you just simply know that you feel it in your gut. Behind this pile lie the answer that you're seeking today. So pause this video if you must. Otherwise, scroll down below, select your chapter, and I'll see you on the other side. Hey, hi, hello, what's up? Pile number 1. Y'all have chosen to work with the Pot Tarot today and have chosen the 7 of Swords, or in this deck as depicted as pipes. All right, I thought about this energy before pressing play. For you, Pile 1, sometimes we feel as though we're being withheld particular type of information in order for you to be able to finally make your own decision and contribute something. I'm reading the 7 of Swords quite differently than traditionally, okay? Just a little reminder for anyone who's also new here too. I'm an intuitive reader, first and foremost, so just go with it. Anyways, it seems like this is your hand here, and you're wanting to make an offer. And notice how every other bowl is full. It's got something. You're lacking some form of information. And I can sense this bit of like frustration in the sense of like inadequacy or something, Pile 1. Okay, so you could have been drawn to this pile because number 1, you're looking for more creative ways to also, number 1, calm your nervous system, okay? Number 2, perhaps maybe literally getting creative, learning how to color beyond the lines, you know, allow for mistakes and errors, because there's this over-intellectualization that is occurring with you here, Pile 1, that I'm pulling from whatever scenario it is that you're also inquiring about for the next 30 days. You know what it is that you have to do, but the details are missing. And it's almost like there's self-criticism that I'm sensing around here too. Okay, the 7 of Swords can be kind of conniving, really sneaky, untrustworthy. You want to make an offer. This could have to do something with career. Could be a relationship, a type of conversation. And the relationship doesn't always have to be romantic, right? Perhaps maybe there is a platonic best friend that you have to have a really interesting conversation with, but before you present it, you have to collect all of the information first, right? Before you apply elsewhere, before you quit, you have to first receive the offer, right? You have no job just yet. There is a mystery that's like lingering here. Are y'all understanding like the drift here? And of course, if you're resonating with this, and there could be more beyond just the couple examples that I had offered here, but if this is resonating so far and you're sensing as though there's an insufficient fund on an intellectual degree, like information is missing, let's see what the rest of the month has in store for you. So I'm going to divide this up for like the first 10 days, the middle 10 days, and then the final 10 days, okay? And understand that energies can absolutely spill into the other. This is a general reading after all, so take only what it is that resonates, okay? And I heard that's that. Okay, so throughout the first 10 days, joints are wands, buds are pentacles, pipes are swords. For anyone who is a visual learner. I know a lot of you guys also just tune in and listen, but nonetheless. Okay. So throughout the first half of the month, I want to say, you're gathering more details, right? You're kind of filling in those blanks. Give it by the end of this week that you're tuning in, that you're going to have this like aha moment, and you're going to be able to run with it and plant more seeds with it, so to speak. Perhaps the conversation could actually begin to take place. The Eight of Wands moves very quickly here. Could be a lot of parties involved as well, or you're just really overly preparing. So make sure you got all the joints on deck. But there is some form of communication coming within the final day of whatever week it is that you're tuning in, and you have some sort of, I don't know, if it's an interview, if it's a conversation, if it's just kind of like the motivation to have the conversation, something along those lines. But consider around the end of the week, you will have the aha moment, you will have the remaining puzzle pieces, and you're going to be able to move quick with this information as well. I will say that, like, before you obtain the information, it's gonna kind of feel like you're having like a breakdown, like a meltdown, you know. You might be really overthinking. So be very wary of things like migraines and headaches, okay? Because sometimes when we try to quote unquote download and like obtain all this information all at once before we're meant to actually just like kick back and like allow the information to find us, sort of, in a way, right? Like we keep asking questions and then getting really frustrated because we're not finding the answers, and that's just creating further angst, further like need for self-perfectionism, and then not obtaining it, so you like deprecate yourself, and like you're being a bully to yourself is what I'm saying here. Like be very mindful of being a bully to yourself, because the information is coming and you're going to be able to profit off of this, right? We have the Nine of Pentacles, right? This is quite an abundant energy. This is a harvesting energy. This is a preparation energy, right? Like you have everything it is that you need, and you're going to be able to supply more of it, right? Like at first we're starting off with quote unquote insufficient funds, and now you got individual joints for everybody. I mean, come on now. Right? Talk about quick abundance. And air energy moves very quickly. Should you stop sabotaging yourself? Okay? So turn that inner critic into like a meditation or like something. I don't know. Let's see what the following 10 days, right? So we're looking at like the mid-month now. Boom. We got the Strength card. I mean, what a beautiful start. There could also be, random note, a requirement for additional magnesium. So maybe find a supplementation that works for you, especially if you've been getting a lot of like muscle cramps and things like that. It could just mean that you have an acute deficiency of magnesium. Just a fun fact. Whoever needed that one. We got the Emperor here with Sativa. We got the Ten of Buds here. That's the Ten of Pentacles. Wheel of Fortune. This one here, yep, okay. And we have the Eight of Pentacles. Okay, so Listen to me, if abundance is of the matter, perhaps maybe remove the lack mindset that begins this 30-day trajectory, okay? Calm this whole thing down and trust that, again, the information that you require will find you. You will be able to build off of it. It's profitable, something, I don't know. There's something that you got to find out that you could transform into something physical, okay? Something that you're able to share more of. This could literally mean finances, and I am sensing that for a lot of y'all. Maybe the conversation that you were even meant to have with like a friend or something, right? Because I said like there could be some sort of a partnership here or like a relationship conversation. I don't know. Maybe there's some form of investment here, especially here if we're building on something seemingly unexpectedly. The next 30 days of you tuning in here, pile number one, should you genuinely reprioritize the limiting beliefs and turn that into a strength? Perhaps maybe offering yourself the right types of vitamins and minerals, etc., that you require. Sometimes it starts from the inside, right? Our gut is like another brain. It could help. And with the 10 of buds here too, 10 of buds is ultimately, well, the 10 of pentacles here, it's the accumulation and the physical manifestation of whatever it is that you are manifesting on an abundant level in the tangible. So you're accumulating something more. And it will really help you reshift your focus into a much more abundant state where things are going to come quicker. You have this really beautiful balancing. We have 2 8s here. From communication and energy and inspiration to, well, hard work, determination, but like profit. Is this resonating with y'all so far? Like, what's going on? What plans you got? Of course, you don't have to share every single detail here. I am feeling a lot of like Capricorn energy in here though. Hey, what's up, Cappies? Could be some Cancers here too. Let's see what the final 10 days got in store for you. Okay. You have the 9 of Wands. And I heard this one. Let me pull one more as like an outcome. This one and on the bottom, but we're not going to flip it just yet, okay? So whatever card that was, it's on the bottom. I'm just going to take my word for it. Okay. So, the final week, well, 10 days, the final 10 days out of your next 30 days. Will bring about some confusion. So here's the thing, right? Like when we manifest something to occur quite quickly, we underestimate our ability and even will to adapt to a lot of these changes. Sometimes this can mean self-sabotage. Other times it can just mean that, let's say if there are other people involved and swift changes take place that also impacts them as well, which then means that they have to change their role that they play in your life or something. Because again, there's something here about like partnership and I don't know. There's a little entanglement here between like business and personal. I'm sensing here, Powlin. Let me know if that makes sense. But nevertheless, it is going to kind of give you, a get out of jail free card. Like, you're gonna have a great cause and reason to walk away, to close a cycle out or something, right? And with that closing of a cycle, this is a little bit of a mystery here, but it also depends on everybody tuning in. I'm taking into great consideration that this is, of course, a general YouTube reading. So if you want anything precise and concise to you, knmwitchery.com is the only place that you could book with me, all right? Nevertheless, with the Five of Buds here, Five of Pentacles energy, right? This is the sense of like loss and value. So there could be a loss of employment or a change of employment. Maybe even you give in your letter of resignation. This is kind of like your getaway free card. For some reason, there's like this interesting balance of like being fully protective and like having all of the defense or whatever it is that you might require. I feel like, I don't know, you got some like court or some shit here too. Anyways, you have every right to step away and accept the loss, and that loss will come with some sort of like confusion, right? You're not really going to know where it is to go next and what to do, right? We do have the Seven of Bongs, sorry, which are cups, okay? We're going to have many options. We're going to have many what ifs. Our mind is going to kind of do the thing that our mind does, especially since y'all are overthinkers here. I'm just going to call it out here, pile one. You're probably going to get really into your feelings and like, which is a good thing. Feeling is good. So you're not just overly intellectualizing something. You're balancing out those emotions, which I like to see here with the Knight of Bongs here too, or the Knight of Cups. With the Knight of Joints here too. I guess what I really want to say is the next 30 days is going to be quite a roller coaster ride and like a wheel of fortune, if you will, around limiting beliefs turned to true manifestations come true with like swift changes. Like the next 30 days, a lot can change and it's going to leave you with a greater sense of inspiration and empowerment here too. I like the fact that you're ending off these 30 days with the beginning of you kind of opening up your heart, for example, maybe following your intuition a little bit differently, having greater faith within yourself, right? Not just overly in your mind here and intellectualizing, but rather grounding that into yourself with that Cups energy. With also having this Knight of Wands energy, right? Like all of this that you'd accumulated, that, I don't know, whatever aha moment came to you throughout the first 10 days here, pile one, but whatever it was, it fueled you here to now be able to also move steadfast and still be able to share your wealth and continue on this like upward trajectory. Yeah, there's some losses that have to take place, difficult conversations, you know, aspects of the unknown, and there's this unsure way of like, well, which way will it go? But the fact that the Emperor is also in the very middle of your reading here, I mean, it just shows that you're going to come up on top. With Sativa being, I mean, my strain of choice, personally speaking, it's going to keep you creative. It's going to keep you abundantly flowing with that imagination, and your mind is just going to just like you're going to run. You're barely going to run out of energy. You could be a generator perhaps in human design. Take it only as it resonates. Y'all can be a fire sign. Again, I'm sensing Cancer and Capricorn energy came through here. What else? Let's see what that final outcome is. Aww. So we have the Seven of Buds with the beautiful sunshine, right? There's this harvesting, there's this predictability that's now coming up here for you beyond the 30 days. So pile one, again, roller coaster, but I genuinely think that should you stop underestimating yourself within the first 10 days, like real quick mindset work, you know, get consistent with your grounding methods, with your meditation, with collaboration. Stop underestimating your ability to obtain whatever it is that you require, especially from a intellectual standpoint. But that is it. I did hear my snaps. There is no extended here, pile one. But if you did resonate, do let me know with a comment, a like, a subscribe, whatever. Share this along for anyone who you think could also benefit too. And feel free to come back after a month. Maybe choose a different pile and see what, you know, lies ahead. And of course, if you are pulled to another pile, we can be on multiple paths at once, so to speak. So if you do resonate, I do hope to see you another pile, if not in another reading. Love you so much, pile one. Thanks again for choosing to spend some time with me today, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace. Hello, beautiful pile number 2. Thank you so much for choosing to spend some time with me today. You have chosen to work with the Muse Tarot today alongside the 10 of Swords, or the voices as depicted in this deck. This tells me that at this junction of y'all tuning in, you're about in and around the breakthrough era. And I'm calling it an era because it feels very transformative. It is giving me the impression here, pile 2, that you have really truly been working on your limiting beliefs, perhaps maybe beyond, you know, believing in the Delulu and allowing that to be the thing that guides you, but rather practical steps forward. You have and have had the ability, the wisdom, and the will to push past old narratives. And so it's no wonder that you could perhaps be curious about the next 30 days. Where is this going to lead you? Especially because usually what stops us from actually making these types of like breakthroughs is the quote unquote fear of the unknown. Because we've never lived a reality where certain patterns didn't continue to repeat. Because once we break particular karmic loops, right, lessons that are repeated over and over again with changed behavior, with new forms of action and reaction, things in our reality begin to pivot, right? We start losing people, we start gaining opportunities, perhaps maybe you travel, right? So let's see. But the point is that oftentimes that fear of the unknown is the thing that stops people from having this breakthrough, and so they fall back on previous habits. But not you. But not you. So we're dividing these readings up, by the way, into 3 quadrants. The first 10 days, the middle 10 days, and the last 10 days of your 30-day fortune telling, if you will. So if at any point you resonate, only take what does resonate with you, by the way. No, I heard this one though. And leave the rest for another, but do comment, like, share this along. It really does help me out too. Not yet. Okay, cool. So let's talk first about the initial 10 days from here on out, all right? Spirit is asking you to give yourself permission to invest your time and energy in a more artistic and creative fashion. Letting you know that this is the way that you will in fact increase your strength, if not even make money too. So the 5 of coins, or the 5 of materials, is depicted in this deck. Whenever the 5 of coins comes up, which you might actually resonate with pile 3, hint, hint, nudge, nudge. When we lack the sense of value and, well, belief that we can succeed, that we can obtain, that we can allow help, we can allow people to appreciate us, to gift us. And this might seem so silly, like, what do you mean? Allow somebody, yes. The ability to receive help, knowing that you are not the one that's in control at that moment, kind of spins you into a spiral, and you try to perhaps maybe be a little bit over perfectionist to a point of withering yourself down, where you have no energy to give, you have nothing, and maybe you even build up resentment, albeit it feels as though you build it up for yourself. Pile 2. So let's talk about these other cards now, right? Because there is this underlining dip. I don't know. I am hearing something about the moon. So maybe by the time you're tuning in, there is an emphasis on the moon, or maybe like a phase of the moon or a sign of the moon that does kind of trigger you into like a dip. Okay, so just a heads up on that. But right after that's done and over with, that's typically like 2 days, you will start moving in an upward trajectory, and we'll see what the rest of the month has in store. But with the 2 of emotions here, right, we're kind of moving away from what it is that we already have and daydreaming, being a little bit delulu, if you will, about what it is that we could have. Then allowing that could have to dip us into a little bit of that disbelief to break away with that Strength card and the Page of Wands, or inspiration in this deck. We're going to then be allowing ourselves, because you essentially stop yourself oftentimes before, to step in and gracefully accept whatever new path you're currently on, right? And by the way, like, we build these paths with every step that we take, every decision that we make. So ultimately you are in control. You're just trying something a little bit new for a while. What's wrong with that? You know? So let's dive into the next 10 days following the initial 10 days. And we'll see how the story builds up. But I would say it's important, Pile 2, for you to have more courage, to be authentic, to broadcast more of your creativity, to just even create beyond what other people can see. But just to sit in your room for a few hours to yourself and like draw something. I don't know. For some reason, I'm getting really like drawn to like actual arts and crafts, but you can create anything. You can start baking, for example, right? Like, there's art in everything. Whatever it may be, please do that within the first 10 days, okay? It will help you remove this lack of self-value and worth / esteem energy out, okay? Just by showing up and allowing yourself to have fun. I don't know, but there's a big allowance, quote unquote, factor that's in here for y'all, okay? So, all right. We have the 9 of Wands. I'm just going to be referring to the cards as they are, not as they're written, okay? I feel like it's a lot less confusing. We have the Magician. We have the Devil card. Yep. So there are some strings to like past forms of self, hence the breakthrough energy. We have the 7 of Wands. I'm hearing not that one. Keep shuffling. Cool. This one, yes. Okay. And we have the Knight of Wands. Cool. So we're moving from the Page to the Knight. Sometimes, and this is like the annoying factor even about myself, so I will project slightly, but I know a lot of y'all can relate. When things are like working out really well, I'm not going to say that it makes you lazy, but it does make you like really kick back and chill, and you're like, there's not much of an urgency. Y'all can have ADHD, okay? Perhaps maybe some sort of tism, okay? We a little neurospicy up in this joint. Speaking as an ADHDer myself. Nevertheless, it's unless there is some chaos or urgency that we pick up the speed and we're like reminded, oh, right, this is something that I gotta be doing, right? So you can be kind of resisting the need for change. This could honestly be a visit to your therapist or psychiatrist, whomever it is that is able to prescribe you with whatever it is. Perhaps maybe take you on a lower dose, on a different form of stimuli. I don't know, but whoever needed that. I'm not a doctor, by the way. I'm just reading the energies here. Let's move on. If that resonates, please go see a certified medical professional. Thank you so much. Next. With the Magician and the Devil here, throughout this middle next 10 days, so before the 20th day of your current journey, you will be, in a way, kind of arguing with yourself. There's a lot of cognitive dissonance here, okay? Pushing past through a lot of resistance. Now, I do want to say that I am board certified and specialized in hypnotherapy and talking to the unconscious mind and ridding things like limiting beliefs and helping with things like motivation. Okay, if that resonates with you, I do offer free consultations, given you do fill out quite an extensive form. I want to get to know y'all and see if we even all are a good fit. But intuitive therapy is a service that I do offer. Okay, and I am absolutely trained in these things too. I'm not just claiming myself as something and then not. Be careful of who it is that you work with in the spiritual community as well. Pile 2, I feel like I need to say that. Anyways, the devil kind of keeps us stuck in returning back to a reoccurring cycle, something that is difficult for us to break out of, right? This is that karmic loop. He kind of plays us on puppet strings. We can predict the next step, even if the next step is super uncomfortable and something that you were like praying to get out of. This is where you got to push past that resistance. And the way to resist and rebel is, in fact, to create more, to show up more, you know? A good way that I can explain this is the way that I've been showing up in my community. Some dick online was like, oh, if you were actually that good of a psychic, you would have predicted XYZ. Now, I'm not going to bring up past collective traumas here because that's beside the point. And I was like, yeah, I mean, I did mention something, but my reach is small. So what the hell am I supposed to do, right? But again, he reclaimed that I'm a shitty psychic medium. And I'm like, facts. Okay, so I'm going to show up even louder now. I'm going to show up even more. He was also the same person hounding me for like fake information. So I'm like, make it make sense. It's a psychic prediction or not. Like, hello? So point is that I allowed this to fuel me up as opposed to keep me down, right? Because there were fears of being perceived, of being seen, of being heard, right? For like this really cool talent that I have. Fuck, like, you know, explain psychic abilities to someone whom doesn't really allow themselves to experience that or deem themselves crazy or allow those limiting beliefs to hold them back from their own magnificence, their own power, right? This is why I pay it forward through my own experiences onto y'all. So if you resonate with this, please be heard, be seen, like louder, taller. Do you know what I'm saying here? Allow it to motivate you. Fight back those past habits. How long does it take to break a habit? 20-something days? I don't know. I don't know what that phrase is or if it's in fact factual, but nevertheless, it takes a while. So take it easy on yourself and offer yourself grace as you transition into a new habit, into a new frame of mind, into a new way of showing up. And being yourself, right? The fear of authenticity is one that a lot of people, thankfully, including myself, are breaking out of in the collective. I can honestly say that you're part of that, Pile 2, whether you know it or not. But there's some change that you can really inflict into your own life and inevitably into the lives around you when you show up and create and speak out and do that thing, right? Like, wands are our inspiration. They're also our greatest blockages, right? Like, we create these fortresses of fire that we can never pass unless we feel safe, unless we, you know, learn how to maneuver through them. So stop underestimating yourself, Pile 2. Damn. And so we have the 8 of coins. We start building, we start getting our hands dirty, we start showing up. I love that. We have the Knight of Cups. Inevitably, what will happen, it typically happens with me and like new clients or like new patrons and stuff. People typically go through like this period of, I kind of want to call it grief. We're going to call it grief, of like this emotional transformation. Of course, the Death card came up as I'm speaking. This is, in fact, a transmutation of energy. Sorry, I'm laughing at the cards I put out, but I'll explain everything in a hot minute. When we eventually decide to mentally break away from something and action that with decisions that align with that decided changed behavior, we kind of shift ourselves on a cellular level as well, because we're telling our powerful unconscious mind and our human experience what it is that we now deem safe or safer to receive. And then the receiving comes in again, and we accept it with more open arms because we know how difficult it took for us to get here in the first place. Right? It kind of seems silly that you go on this mission to get an award and then you stand on the podium and you go, never mind, it's gay. No. That'd be kind of silly, don't you think? You've done that before, though, in your past. We all have. We've all self-sabotaged something, whether that something was a relationship, a literal reward, perhaps maybe it was an opportunity, a business, something. We squandered it because we lacked that belief. That is changing for yourself right now. So you do have resources, pile 2, myself included, if I do feel aligned to you. And again, a conversation never hurt. You could always decide and say, no thanks. And I'll be like, okay, cool. Because I don't want to waste my time on someone who doesn't want to spend time with me either. You know what I'm saying? So understanding your value and how it is that you show up will it will offer you an ego death, right? A complete transmutation of being and of allowance in this physical reality, and thus the Tower card, right? Where things start shifting. We have an epiphany and our outside world shifts. Perhaps maybe a great example of this, I'm just gonna, random example, doesn't have to be the case, but use it to however it is that it equates to your own story here, okay, pile 2? Let's say you have a job that it burned the life out of you, okay? Perhaps maybe you really want to now apply to a higher position. Before, once upon a time, you felt inadequate. How could I possibly? And then you're breaking out of that. You're showing up differently. You're working out your schedule a little bit differently. Showing up, creating projects, maybe speaking out a little bit more in meetings, so on and so forth. That definitely you feel something on the weekends or in the evening times at home and you're like, holy shit, this is really happening. It's changing. It's da-da-da. And then boom, you lose your job. You get laid off or something. Or it could be that the offer is literally given to you. Someone quits, right? And they go, damn, you know who would actually be kind of good for this? Well, pile 2 would. But the point is that the external environment shifts and makes way for what you have, put a rebirth to, right? When we're working with this devil energy, with that reoccurring stuck energy, and we break out of that, whew. Now there's nothing yet here higher than a knight until after the breakthroughs and the endings and the external shifts, okay? That's when we get into the Emperor energy. Everything else here, we did have the Magician, so stop underestimating your intuition, your ability to manifest your reality, okay? Like once you start breaking out of those limiting beliefs, I mean, you literally start to realize that you are your own block. Yeah, so have yourself one of those moments. And the outcome, by the way, I took a little sneak peek before I put it down, is the Lover's card. The Lover's card is a decision, okay? A decision that has been made, a choice. And I think it stabilizes a brand new beginning. This could literally have something to do with relationships too. Could be a career. Gemini energy. Could be a really great collaboration. It's whatever it is that you were delulu about before with that 2 of Cups. Boom, it restabilized itself. It grounded itself. Something about the Lotus. Yeah, you manifested whatever it is. So I want to say that pile 2, it seems that your dreams are absolutely about to come true, if not already. Is it going to take a lot of breakthrough moments? Yes. Do you have the right people and resources around you? Absolutely. My invitation is out here for y'all. If not, go wherever it is that your intuition blows, okay? Just keep safe, keep happy, keep pushing, and definitely break out of whatever this is, because I feel like you're honestly ready. You're so ready for it. So I'm excited. I'm rooting for you, pile 2. So step out of the comfortable into the discomfort. Know it's temporary, because that, yeah, 30 days is like, 30 days is going to be a mission, but it's going to be like a blink of an eye before you know it. So hop to it, hop to it. Thank you again, pile 2, for choosing to spend some time with me today. I do not have an extended, but if you are pulled to subscribe, join the tribe, I'll be so happy to have you. I also have a Patreon too, where I talk about collective weekly energies, plus like some bonus content. All of the extendeds go over there too. So yeah, I'll see you over there if you want. Otherwise, if I don't see you in another pile, because you can resonate with the next one, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, pile 2, I do hope to see you in another video. Take care. Peace. Hello, what's up? What it do, pile 3? Thank you so much for choosing to spend some time with me today. Y'all have chosen to work with the True Black Tarot today. This deck is really matted, so I do hope that it comes out pretty well on camera. We'll see. This deck in particular, I gotta say, when it comes out in my client readings, there's some like serious messages, mainly from very strong deities, gods, and such, right? So if you guys have been really working with a higher spirit team, you may as well just thank them in advance for coming through, okay? Because hopefully this will offer you the direction and guidance that y'all need today. You have chosen as well the 5 of Pentacles. Now, I will say that no matter how pretty this deck is, I can almost guarantee that a lot of people who saw the 5 of Coins said, not for me, I'm choosing another pile inevitably. And yet, y'all are still choosing to be here, pile 3, which means that you're now ready to actually see the value that you had once rejected within yourself. And this could have been even through the eyes of another, right? Someone perhaps maybe did not see your value, and that made you feel like shit. Long story short, you know, you've kind of forgotten who it is that you are along the way, pretending that things are all okay. Y'all are understanding what I'm saying? Anyways, if this is more or less where it is that you are at right now, pile 3, I do invite you to tune in to the rest of the reading. We're going to be dividing everything up in increments of like 10 days. So we're going to look into the first 10 days, the middle 10 days, and then the final 10 days of your 30-day fortune telling, if you will. Remember only to take what resonates. All right, guys? You could come from a different pile. I was told to leave it there, so okay. Fascinating. Well, I'm obviously reading yours a little bit differently here. Cool. Well, that's what happens when we work with a different set of energy. All right, so pile 3, the first 10 days. I truly believe that you have made a strong decision to uphold a promise to yourself. I'm hearing never again do I want to feel like this. Never again do I want to self-sabotage an opportunity. Do I want to say no? I just want to be ready. Like no matter what, I just want to be ready. I want to be ready. My nose is itching a lot on this. For those of y'all who don't know me, or have seen me perhaps maybe on face, whatever, when I show my face on camera, sorry. I itch my nose a lot when my accuracy tends to go up. So this could have been conversations you have had with, again, your spirit guides, your deities, the gods that you work with, etc. to give you the strength to break through something. They're holding books, you see. Perhaps maybe you want to write something, Pile 3, you want to communicate something. With the Knight of Pentacles to the Hierophant here, there is a level of self-expression through words of wisdom that can really catalyze your way forward. And it's coming from like, dare I say, a lot of nights of you just being damn well sick of yourself. I don't know if y'all have like looked in the mirror lately and you were like, you know what, enough is enough. Like you had some like serious tough love conversations with y'all. This is the Knight of Wands, by the way. There's this like dire need to... You've acknowledged an aspect of yourself. Y'all get deep. Just work with me. Pile 3. If you're still here, you've acknowledged an aspect of yourself that has protected you from experiencing extreme discomfort. And that likely had fallen into negative habits, things that keep you stagnant, stuck. This is giving me devil energy, okay? You may have come from another pile. But with Justice out here as well, there's this beautiful divine guidance here to break that habit. And so your spirit team definitely wants to say, pile 3, like, we got you. You just move forward, you know? Oh, of course. There's some like sort of prophecy or some shit that you are to like fulfill. Who are you, pile 3? I don't know, but if you would just step out of your own way, take off the mask, and just speak your truth, say whatever it is. I don't know if this is online to a person or something, but you're meant to either put something on paper or into a podcast or something where a general audience can hear you. You're looking at the Hierophant alongside the Emperor here, please. Y'all could be fellow psychics and mystics in here, breaking out of your shell, showing yourself a little bit more. Hey, what's up? Definitely relate. Love it. Soul fam, let's build it. Oh. Or it's just a matter of, honestly, you just taking greater control over yourself because you've unlocked either your claircognizance or just generally your connection to source. I think your guides have seriously made themselves aware to you. You believe in God like never before. And I'm going to open that up for interpretation here because this is not at all to be like a religious war in the comments or nothing. Please believe in whatever and whoever it is that you want to believe or not. And don't judge others for doing the same. So, I want to say that the first 20 days, I know how I said I was going to be dividing up your reading into like increments. I want to say that like the first 20 days, they all kind of bleed into each other, right? This is you really breaking out the molds of yourself, retuning, refining aspects of yourself. This could be a lot of meditative work as well. I'm seeing someone in one of those, oh my goodness, what are they called? I'm sorry, I've never experienced one myself, but you're kind of like submerged into water and you're like in this like kind of independent room or something, and it's like really dark. Do y'all know what I'm talking about? Oh, if you do, please drop it in the comments down below because it could really help someone out and like find them in their city or some shit. But like it apparently really maximizes your connection to yourself and your spirit because it blocks out all external noise. It's just you and you, beach. Okay, so I don't know, something like that. I'm able to get there through hypnosis quite quickly and efficiently. So if y'all are interested in booking with me through that, K&M Witchery, there'll be more information there in my intuitive therapy portion of the website. I think whatever it is that y'all are on, I'm loving this choice of transformation to go from the 5 of Pentacles to the 10. I would not be surprised if the 10 of Pentacles fly out here eventually. But it's like you're choosing this new world, right? You're kind of choosing to start anew, or perhaps maybe stay where you're at while everyone else kind of migrates, if you will. But the point is there is this sense of you kind of standing alone temporarily, but through going into yourself and strengthening also that crown chakra and connection to source energy, grounding all of that within yourself is also maximizing interconnection, right? And that whole like we are one phenomenon. I don't know if this is making sense to anyone tuning in, but y'all are onto some like fun spiritual shit. And intertwining that into the human experience can be where the resistance takes place, but it's definitely worth the while pursuing, I would say. Because one thing that I will contribute to this conversation here, Pile 3, is to stop sleeping on yourself. Stop underestimating yourself. Like, dude, like the world needs you. Okay, like you got to stop thinking that like the wisdom that you hold and your connection, and like, I know it doesn't make sense. I get it. I'm in similar shoes. Friends, step into it anyways, please. You don't have to share absolutely everything, but share the stuff that you're being called to share. Because we need that right now. The entire collective is changing. We're shifting, bro. Stop sleeping on yourself. Let's look at the last 10 days here. I'm going to shift this up a little bit. Fuck perfection. Let's go. The last 10 days here for my pile. The King of Wands. You're going to be stepping into this leadership role, even if it's just the belief within yourself that like now you can or something, you know? It's really cool because every single pile so far, spoiler, I guess, is working on some sort of mindset shift. So I'm curious generally about the collective that tunes in. We have the Queen of Swords. Aha, there you are. Okay. So, hopefully y'all can see this well enough. Maybe if I pick it up a little bit more. All right, so let's talk about it. Revelations. I'm not talking about the Bible verses, but like maybe, I don't know. Awareness into yourself, into your capability, into your magnitude, into your power is going to be friggin' ignited. There's something that you gotta friggin' put on paper, okay? If you were depressed, if you were anxious, if you are fearful of something, whatever it may be, put it on paper, okay? Ignite that shit. There's this transmutation energy. It is really giving me Phoenix Rising, because through the levels of ascension, right? It's not necessarily about meeting some sort of levels, although albeit the connections to source definitely do strengthen. It's ultimately, ascension is about peeling back the onion layers to yourself, to your essence, right? Because it's through ourselves that we're able to connect, right? Like we have to stay the most grounded in this human experience and stop running and dissociating and doing all that extra shit, limiting ourselves, becoming that, right? We step into a leadership position. We know how to then start setting boundaries with ourselves throughout transformation, right? Because boundaries are personal. We become that change. With the Destiny card here too, you could really begin to be following your North Node right now, I'm hearing. Okay, so look into what your North Node is. The North Node just shifted very recently into Pisces collectively as I'm recording this. So Y'all might be on an adventure while the North Node is in Pisces. See what types of aspects and stuff. Maybe hire a professional astrologer for that. I'm not an astrologer myself, but if y'all want a recommendation, holla, I got you. We have the star here. It's very guided, right? Like this push that you had started off, the initial 30 days, desire to change and like asking for external spiritual guidance, not necessarily for like the first time, but there are very few times in our lives that we actually like call in external support. So there's something that you're really sensing within yourself, Pile 3. Like there's some greatness. And it does require the human experience, like it or not. The timer was also 1444 on my clock here, so you're definitely highly guided to step into your authenticity, into expressing your truth, which is ultimately what strengthens our authenticity to begin with. You've learned enough. Start putting it into words. Start preaching it, if you will. People will listen. Shit, I didn't think at all that people would be tuning into my readings and stuff, and every booking I get, I'm so grateful for. Like, what do you mean? Like, it's awesome. And people just pay it forward, you know? I think the most beautiful part of the position that I'm in, that I have the privilege for, is to also witness the change that I wish to take place and others just continue to snowball. It's awesome. Sometimes it's not necessarily about you taking responsibility for the world, but just playing your part in it. No matter how insignificant you think it is. Like, stop underestimating yourself. I'm telling you. Wishing one person a good day could literally change the trajectory of their life. You don't know what they had planned for themselves later on that afternoon. Maybe it's a morbid type of thought to have right now, but is it though? Because you never really know what someone's got going on, yeah? I would really recommend that for the next month and onward, stay away from the alcohol, okay? Stay away from substances that keep you further suppressed and trapped, okay? The 10 of Coins did not come out, nor did the Devil card, but I do recommend y'all tune into, honestly, pile number 2 for you, okay? There's definitely a lot of correlations here. So if that resonates, tune into that one. Otherwise, pile 3, I got nothing else to contribute other than I'll see you guys at the top. Like, keep climbing, do your thing, show up, express, feel. The feeling part will suck. But you can transmute everything that you're feeling into such wisdom that could honestly make a really big difference. And you are being called, okay? Thing is about a calling is it's going to keep on calling. This is not the first time you've had this inkling to show up to do something. And that's something you're underestimating for a long time. So you called in a whole spirit team, a connection to source beyond your initial belief. Something changed. So transmute it. Do that alchemy work. I know these words aren't just hoopla. To those who are still here and resonating. So go forth, dude. I don't know what else to say. Like, if you need support one-on-one, you could book with me at knmwitchery.com. It's the only place that you can book with me. Check out another pile if that's what resonates with ya. But otherwise, I do hope that you do some really miraculous things for the next 30 days of your wonderful transformation. Because I'm excited to see what's next. And it's really interesting because y'all didn't get an outcome card. You're just to create it for yourself. So let me know. Keep me posted, please. I definitely support this transformation and this like phoenix rising. Yep. Step into that leadership position. Pile 3. Excited. That's it for me, y'all. So like I said, if I don't see you another pile, I do hope to see you another video. Please subscribe, like, comment your resonances if you feel like it. Share this along to anyone else who you think might benefit from today's messages. Otherwise, I'll see you in another video. Okay? Peace. Hello. What's up? What it do? Pile 4. I hope you're well. It is the next day. It is a fresh new energy. It is a brand new start for you. You guys have selected the Transient Light Tarot to work with today, which does tell me that you're quite, I want to say, claircognizant with the clairvoyance, okay? I'm speaking to a heightened soul fam here. And by that, I just mean that you're very self-aware of the intuitive abilities that you hold. Perhaps, maybe, of course, in practice, we all fumble sometimes and we're like, what's happening here? Which is a totally normal part of the experience, but nevertheless, you are very connected, okay? And that's wonderful because you have also selected the Wheel of Fortune to start your entire reading off, which does tell me that you are in fact foreseeing quote unquote unexpected change. And I'm putting quotations on this because ultimately, I think that you felt this coming for quite some time, okay? It could very well be that perhaps maybe your next play is in the hands of somebody else, kind of a thing. I don't know what that means. It could perhaps be work-oriented. It could be in relationships, like you don't know where you stand with a particular person and some sort of conversation is going to be the end all or the continue, you know? I don't know if that makes sense to y'all, but the fact of the matter is acceptance is the name of the game, okay? And what's really cool and also kind of speaks on the energy that comes from this particular deck is you seek a lot of practical spiritual means, which is kind of my forte as well. That's we don't need to make everything very extravagant and stuff when we're working on healing or doing quote unquote shadow work or understanding ourselves even better, right? It's not an act, it's a conversation with yourself. And you're prepared for this. You've been ready for this. But the question of the unknown is, of course, still in the air because we are human. So if there is some form of quote-unquote unforeseen change that you can sense coming but you just don't know type of a thing, this could be your reading, right? You're waiting for some form of news here. You have the Ace of Vessels are cups, but notice how there's a message in a bottle, right? So it's kind of like you're waiting for the external environment to deliver to you what you have already intuitively known, okay? So this could be one big confirmation reading for those of y'all who need it, okay? We have the Nine of Coins. If this is about finances, if this is about your personal independence and survival and thrival, okay? This is in fact going to be a transformation that is, first of all, I just heard well-deserved, okay? So maybe whatever it is that you need, no matter how it comes at you, you know, like maybe the change will be presented to you through some sort of like an uncomfortable conversation, hypothetically here, work with me. That part hurts and sucks, but I mean, let's see what the first 10 days got in store. By the way, that's the way that I'm dividing up these readings. So the first 10 days, the middle 10 days, and the last 30 days of your 30-day fortune telling, if you will. Hopefully I said that right, because I'm in the middle of channeling and talking, and when I do that, well, what are words? We have the Judgment on the table as well. Four of Wands, stability is good. We're gonna pause. Let's see what we got first. I'll move this down for now. Definitely some sort of news, some sort of announcement, okay? Perhaps maybe you're moving, because I'm really getting drawn to this key over here. Perhaps maybe you're opening up a new opportunity in general. This honestly can be work-oriented, but I do also think that for some of y'all in here, this could be like, I don't know, like your relationship kind of developing into y'all moving in together. Perhaps maybe someone could be with child as well, could be getting married or engaged or something. So like congratulations for whom that may apply. But on the flip side, I think also like 80% of y'all are like pretty single, and or just in a relationship, not really looking to, I guess, put your attention on that right now, because there's something about finances and your future being in the hands of somebody else. What does that even mean? I don't know. Maybe y'all can let me know. I'm thinking that this could be like maybe some mass layoffs or something. I'm getting drawn to a bunch of these birds in the background here. Interestingly enough, both of my quote-unquote messenger cards in this particular scenario. So it could be a bunch of y'all receiving some sort of notices, right? Company changes or whatever. Been there. I understand mass layoffs. I used to work in IT sales, so that happened more often than you know, but nevertheless, sucks when it does happen. And yet, you might very well get a pretty hefty severance out of it. Some pretty good, I don't know, unemployment payouts or something, bonuses. Perhaps maybe it means that you in fact get, why have it be a bad thing? Maybe you get the promotion you're looking for or something. Maybe this finally frees you up to do something else financially and independently, maybe some investments or something. Let's see what the rest has in store. But I can confidently say that within the first 10 days, if there isn't an announcement just yet about your foreseeable future, likely in finances, I don't know, y'all let me know. It'll likely be done in the first half of the month. I'll say that. Okay, so what do we got for the middle 10 days here? See, boom, there it is. We do have the 5 of coins. So there is a loss that has to take place in order for there to be a gain, okay? That's fine. What else do we have? We have the Keeper of Swords. We have Justice right under Judgment. Yeah, you've seen this coming. And yet, I think the part that like you might maybe be over judging yourself. Got the Fool on the bottom here. Love that. Is your emotional reaction to this as well. It's almost like you've convinced yourself, well, it's fine, it was meant to be this way, and I'm not supposed to feel sad about it. Like, nah, like, be sad, it's okay. Like, chill. Just to have yourself a nice little cry if you need to, and then you can just move right along, okay? But for whoever needs that, okay, like, it's okay. Because that 5 of Coins energy is pretty loud. You might honestly just be like, oh, well, I put so much time and energy and years into all of this. Or you might be fearful or observant of people like moving away from you. Like, say this is a job change. Just, we're going to keep it on the same type of scenario. As always, y'all can make this your own. And if you want something precise and concise, canamwitchery.com is the only place you could book with me. Okay? Okay, cool. You might notice how people are going to be, I guess, drifting apart from you, right? Because now you're not sticking to the same routine. Coffees and like quick little debrief in the morning, right before you sit down and start your day, whatever. Now someone's not going to be there. There's a change. The Apprentice of Coins, though, tells me that this is still planting a really appropriate seed here towards your future, towards how it is that you've actually envisioned your future to be. Okay? You've seen this coming. You've seen this transformation coming. You know that it was going to come in some form of denial or someone else's like failure, I want to say, or someone else's rejection. It was given to you or vice versa. I don't know. A lot of y'all got something going on here. The best way that I could equate the energies that I've read so far is in terms of like layoffs or like something like that. And like corporate company changes and like departments and shit. but it could honestly be metaphorical. So y'all let me know. But I figure that if this wasn't resonating with y'all, then you would have clicked off by now anyways. So thank you for being here. If it does resonate, please let me know. I like that. We're keeping that. We're also keeping this. We're keeping this, and we're keeping this, and we're going to shuffle in. There it is. It was, which one? Both? Okay. Cool. All right. So some sort of investment, some sort of change, some sort of, I don't know, level up. And in order to level up, you have to give something up, right? Cool. I want to say that closer to the end of the month, there's already going to be some form of reward or payout in exchange for what it is that you've let go, even if it's just energetically and emotionally, right? Like the more that you make room for whatever change, and again, just feel like whoever's got that lump in your throat thing for like this change that you're so afraid of, just fucking cry already and let's move on, okay? Because I know you really want to. That's the only reason why I'm quote unquote downplaying this almost, like, but like feeling is healing, okay? So like just fucking feel your shit, okay? Because that helps you to actually level out your nervous system, right? Like we often criticize ourselves again, like, well, if I'm supposed to be all happy and okay with everything, like, why am I crying and stuff? It's because you're safe now. It's a good thing when you want to express yourself emotionally is what I'm saying here. Okay, so being quote unquote emotional and sensitive is the opposite of weakness, because most people are afraid and deny themselves from even experiencing it. So just have the experience so that you can also get it over with and skip to happy, right? Because to further my point, you're definitely going to be feeling a lot of this in your body. By the way, warning sign, if you don't feel it, you're going to in one form or another. And that usually comes in a form of like inflammation or like chronic pain, headaches. You know, skip that. Feel your feelings so you can move on, okay? Damn, the repetitiveness on that, but I know at least one of you needed that. It's going to present to you with more stability, with more safety. There's again another thing about a key here. There's another opportunity. And it's going to be as though like you manifested it. You collaborated with your spirit team, with your human experience. You've grounded a lot of that in you. You've foreseen this already. But for some reason, you're just denying yourself like the emotional acceptance of this. It's okay to mourn and still desire change and be really excited. Like, stop guilting yourself. Like, it's weird. It's like fucking, what's that called? Imposter syndrome. Stop it. Okay. We have the Four of Swords with the Seven of Cups as the quote unquote outcome of this 30 days. Okay. Number one, peace of mind, so much easier. Okay. You're actually going to be trusting yourself a lot more as far as your future outcomes are concerned and the opportunities that lie at hand. Notice again how there is yet another key, right? We're now listening to our intuition with a calmer mind. So I did mention already there is some form of claircognizant / clairvoyant ability here with you, okay? I think you're up-leveling your intuitive guidance, your own intuitive kind of, what's that thing called? Not a clock, but the thing that like shows the direction. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about, a compass. Yeah, thank you. It's a compass. So, is there anything else for this pile? I heard no. And I'm not surprised because, you already know. You just got to feel through whatever it is that you got to heal through, and the rest you're already manifesting, okay? The only thing that's holding you back is the cycle of honestly of not feeling. There's so many coins up in this reading for you, which tells me that you're very grounded in the human experience, but it's almost to a point of like, there's lack of trust, right? So if you accept what you have already prepared yourself for, and feel uncomfortable ever so temporarily, because change, I mean, it's a number 5 here, right? You can mourn something that broke, that you loved once, and you're like, damn, well, that freaking sucks. But you could always replace it. You could always fix it. You could always do something, okay? Like, it's okay to change. I don't know. There's a fear of change over here. And I'm saying that, like, your outcome is great. It's peace of mind and more opportunities, more finances. Hello, start. Whatever new thing you're jumping into, stop overthinking, okay? That's it. That's it, that's it, that's it, that's it. There is no extended, my friends, but if you do resonate with another pile, I do welcome you over there. There's also Patreon too, if y'all want some weekly insight, as well as every extended ever, and plus like bonus content and stuff. I don't know, I'm always just randomly popping up over there. So yeah, know that you can find me anywhere in the links down below, especially if you would like to book your own reading with me. I would be happy and honored to be of guidance to you. And yeah, like, comment, do all the YouTube things. It really does help me out. Share this along with anyone who you think may need it. And if I don't see you in another pile, I do hope to see you in another reading. So thank you again for spending some time with me today. Peace.